That is our weather.
Cool morning. Cool morning. I love these mornings
We'll
and these
keep the
days.
vibes, yes. I love the mornings. The mornings don't necessarily love me back, of course.
Why not?
I wake up and I sneeze every morning religiously.
That their boot up process. it's quite fun.
I feel like I wake up everybody at a hospital. But it's okay. This good for wake up early, gets the juices going, you know?
Meanwhile, it take me about 3 hours for like boot up properly.
Yeah, and you need your coffee too as well. But we're not
Ooh, these
judging.
HD cameras though.
Look at that. They can see our face, guys. We're upgrading our cameras. And remember we mentioned before, updating the systems and all these things. That's why we've been having a little bit more technical difficulties here and there, because we're just trying to make everything run smoothly and getting it processing properly. But thank you for bearing with us. And also, how you liking these HD, man? We look nice.
Still with sweat, no.
Yeah, because still with sweat. And then, like, if we
even
have
though
a
you're
pimple.
cool right now, I'll tell you that right now. But we about for heat things up.
Heat it.
Touch talk.
Tell me.
First topic. Well, the Senate had their meeting yesterday, and it was actually great because for the first time, and as Honorable Darrell Bradley said, this is the first time in his 43 years that both sides of the Senate actually agree to something. And
Yeah.
what are they agreeing to? The bill to, the amendment to the bill for domestic violence.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's huge in itself.
I think for me, I look at it as, yes, this is how we're supposed to be acting when we see an issue of this magnitude, understanding. And I think it was Minister Honorable Eamon Courtney, if I'm not mistaken, that said that, all of us have been affected by gender-based violence or domestic violence in some way, shape, or form. Either we've known somebody, been a perpetrator, been a victim.
I think it was Honorable for her feet.
Okay, sorry. Well, one of the honorables has stayed. And so the idea is just that we can all come together on the issue because we understand it. It's very close to home. And because of that, I'm glad to see the unity come for this specific bill and this amendment, because I want to see us come together as leaders and realize what's best for our country. How can we move forward? And even add to it, I remember it was mentioned to just pay clean attention to, financial assistance, these kind of things that should be still considered when you're looking at a bill of this magnitude, because that's a lot of times the reason sometimes people are staying because, are you going to get the support for your children?
Yes, exactly.
How are you going to be able to move forward there? So I'm just so glad that we're at the table, we're agreeing, and we're deciding to really work together in unison.
Yes, moving forward, exactly that. And there was one thing that Honorable Perifeet also said, that with the whole incident that occurred and the Compol actually trying to push through with this incident that occurred.
Yeah.
He was suggesting that, and he made a brilliant point when he said that when I explained this to you before, where there are no virtual complainants, where there's no complainant, period, in murder trials, the trial still goes on. So what makes this different?
Yeah.
Right? But again, with murder trials, unfortunately, why some of why the conviction rate is so low is because people aren't speaking up. Witnesses are not speaking up.
Yeah.
So in this case with domestic violence, if we are to move forward, we would heavily be relying on witnesses.
Yeah, and
But
any videos and stuff like that. So
Right.
once somebody has seen something in any way, shape, or form, they can be able to submit that complaint, and that would be then used as the evidence. Because, like you rightfully said, a lot of times if the victim decides, I'm going to drop the claim, you're like, okay, what do we have to work on? We don't have your you can't testify.
And that's the whole thing, Renata, because usually in domestic violence cases, it is a very intimate, it's a very personal thing. So witnesses, it might be lacking. You might know, but can you prove?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, some children are witnesses of that. And how would you go or put them against mommy or daddy? That is a very, very, very tightrope to walk, yes. So that is something, but I really do commend it, and I really do wish to see this be put forward or move forward in that case then, huh? Second coach talk topic.
The police detained shooting victim. So basically over the weekend there was this I would call it a shootout because there were 5 people that were shot, and one of the victims, he was shot, I believe it's in his back if I'm not mistaken. And so that bullet was actually still there. He was kind of struggling to move. And so the police officers came to his house. And so they wanted him to go with them. However, his family members were saying, yo, the man can't move. Hello, you can't take her from
There's still a bullet lodged in his back.
Yeah, exactly. There's still a bullet hole lodged in his back. But the police actually proceeded to pick him up and take him, put him in the police vehicle. And, you know, his girlfriend was videoing the entire thing. And those actually were posted on Facebook just showing exactly, you know, why is this happening? How can you do something of this sort? My boyfriend, you know, he can't move.
She was asking the police as well, what is the reason for actually detaining him? And the police, they never gave a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
And they actually proceeded to lift him up and put him in the vehicle.
With that fact that you remember he can't move and that is pain. You just got shot and the bullet's still there. And come on now. And again, incidents like these always make people cause that distrust. And I think it starts to just build on this dislike that people have for police officers. And we have to go back to seeing what is being taught, how are you going forward with these procedures, how are you not respecting the civilians that have to adhere to whatever regulations or anything that you're demanding from them.
What I would like to hear, though, is the police side of this.
Yeah.
I think, yes, we're watching one thing on camera, and we could all make our speculations from this one side, but we know there are always three sides to one story.
Very true. Your side, my side, and the truth.
And the truth, exactly. Thank you very much for that. So I want to hear the police's side on this, because he could have very well been a perpetrator or a suspect. I don't know. We don't know. But in any regards, I mean, like, I just picture back to the perpetrator being shot. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they're heavily guarded in the hospital by police.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, we need to hear the police's side on this. What are they? We can't just base off one side of the story. We have to look at both.
Most definitely. Again, even with that, though, what I have to just bring our attention to, Brandon, or throw at you, is just the idea of human dignity.
Yeah.
And if you cannot move, I get you could be a suspect. I get all these things could be happening. But there's still a level of respecting a person, the pain that they're going through, and let's think, okay, whatever it is that I am taking you in for, can it wait? Or can I bring it here? How can we work out some way for a middle ground so that both parties are able to have some level of understanding and common ground that we can meet on? That's the only thing I get, that, you know, you have to do your job. Persons can actually be suspects or whatever it is, but still we have to maintain dignity for people who are human beings, because if we don't, we're losing all of our humanity that way.
That's true. Very true. Rightly said, Renata.
So moving right out.
This next one, this is an actual suspect now.
Yeah, this one is a little bit different. So you want to lead this one? You're laughing.
I'm laughing because it's so creative. It's so creative. And I'm not sure, because me having knowledge of how the magistrate's court is set up, and through the avenue that you have to take in order to escape from a bathroom. So Edward Saldana, for those who don't know, aka Scrubby, he was being arraigned yesterday in the Magistrates Court number 1, in front of Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser, where he asked to use the bathroom. Somewhere between using the bathroom and coming back to this court, he escaped. But like I said, with my intimate knowledge of how the court is set up and where the bathroom is located and where you have to pass, that completely blows my mind that he escaped from the bathroom. And I don't like bathroom with windows and things, you know. So he had to pass through heavily guarded personnel, everything like that, in order to escape. So now he is on the run. He's on the run. Not Jay-Z and Beyonce's on the run, but he's on the run. So that is something.
I think that's super interesting. And I don't know what happened to the police officers that were guarding and what's happening in that scene. Maybe they went for a donut break, or I don't know.
We do that in Belize.
For all we know, we do that and we don't know about it, you know, okay? Just because we see it on TV that states doesn't mean it apply to Belize. Yeah. So we don't know what happened there, but I'm just thinking, like, how do you, he had to be like a ninja or something like that to be able to just cross through and maneuver and escape.
No blackout never there. No. So, I mean, yeah.
So what would have happened there? I just...
But he was being arraigned for aggravated burglary or robbery and use of firearm, or unlicensed firearm, if I'm not mistaken. His bail was denied. He was remanded to Hattieville prison until April 12th, I believe. And, well,
April 7th,
actually.
April 7th. He was supposed to be there. And,
And
for your assault and firearm cases.
yeah. So he is on the run, and police are seeking his rearrest.
If you see him, don't offer him to use the bathroom because definitely he will be escaping from there.
Somebody has lost their little bathroom break.
Oh, no more bathroom breaks for you.
No.
Moving right along.
I know people's ears must say, perk up for this one, yeah.
So as we all know, yesterday it was aired that, Honorable Shyne Barrow was on the Wendy Williams show. And she was interviewed by Remy Ma and Fat Joe. And it was about 11 minutes, this interview. So many people have seen it. And so the talk of the town, for one thing, we mentioned it in the news last night, one thing specifically that a lot of people were keen on to make sure they notice is the fact that he referred to himself really as the leader of the
of the House.
House of Representatives. Leader of the House of Representatives. Now, when you think about the idea, to clarify what he was he was stating that basically, in the states they have the leader of the minority and the majority. And so he was more going towards that. However, that the states talk and this the Belize talk. So when Belizean people, they might hear something like that, they're like...
Crucified on the cross.
Crucified, laid beside the stone, it's a whole post that we do not necessarily have. And so if you want to call yourself because a leader of the minority because you're in that side or leader of the opposition.
We know it.
As we know it. But that was the big talk where there was 1,000,001 people that were posting up about it. And
Belizeans never cease to amaze me when it comes to memes, when it comes to those things. It's just, whoa, right? And I could understand he's on the show. You make a mistake, you make a blunder, no problem. So I Honorable Shyne, yes, I do understand you with that. But, well, with Belizean people,
So, you know what? Let's cue the video just in case any of our viewers have not heard it so we can be able to hear this specific part that things went a little bit south.
I'm very purpose-driven. So everything for me is Belize. You know that. That's all we talk about.
All we talk about is Belize. Shout out to Kanye West, just came back from Belize.
It's a beautiful country, by the way.
Everybody's going out there. Tourism. I feel like everywhere I go, everybody's talking about going to Belize. I mean, I think you got something to do with that. We're bringing everybody to Belize. Everybody's like, yo, we got to go over there.
I don't think it's a coincidence. But certainly, my life story, whether it's Nelson Mandela, whether it's Malcolm X, there are many people before me that may have been incarcerated, may have made mistakes as a youth. And certainly my evolution and transformation is supposed to be used as inspiration for anyone.
Prime Minister, I mean, you set the bar so high. First, you're going for the leader of the party, and then you go to Prime Minister.
Yeah, right now I am the leader of the House of Representatives in Belize.
Come on, man. Come on! Come on!
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
And, the leader of the party had to resign, the United Democratic Party, which is the party that I was born into. My family helped found the party. There is a vacancy now, and so I'll be running to be the leader of that party, which will allow me to be the next Prime Minister of Belize when the elections are called. So, in keeping with Big Daddy Kane's prophecy, rap Prime Minister.
So, I mean, you heard it there. And like I said, people, they did not take kindly to that.
No, and what I think was so interesting is Fat Joe was giving him Prime Minister, right? And then after that, of course, he clarified.
I'm glad, because when I heard that yesterday, I'm like, wait, okay. Listen, Brenda, listen.
I was like, listen first before we go and make any speculations.
So we have a post here from Demoy Williams. Shine the low-hanging fruit today. Please don't wait for my commentary. I'd rather not. And if you know Demoy is quite outspoken.
Very much so.
Quite. Then we have Keisha Nicole Smith here. Shine say is the leader of the House of Representatives. Laughing emoji. Brighton. I missed something. Since when Honorable Shine become the leader of the House of Representatives? Brighton, we're there with you. We don't know yet.
It's like,
Daddy
Dean must say shame.
Yeah, but I do understand, like you said, like I said before, you're on the air, live TV. We know that Renata is a beast.
We know that in positions sometimes you're saying things, there's all the pressure, you're talking and whatever, and sometimes you just make mistakes and you slip up with your tongue. In our country, as you all very much know, we don't allow slip-ups for our politicians in that regard. Because
any public figure, period.
Any public figure, really, when you think about it. And again, I guess people are looking at it as, and which is rightfully understandable, you're looking at it, he's on the Wendy Williams show. Now, this isn't a big show in the United States. It's very close to Ellen's show, like high on views. I'm not even sure how much, I think millions of views on it, right? And so thinking of you're going up there, you're representing Belize. And so it's the idea of like, you kind of can't make that kind of mistake really when you think about it because you're representing us, so you have to have these things together. But that's why I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been a little bit upset about what's happening there.
Right, but all in all, I must commend him on an excellent interview. I love his vision for Belize, and I want to see specifically how he plans to destroy classism in Belize, because that is something that plagues our nation. The elitists, you have the not even a middle class no more, it's either elitist or you're down there. And I want to see his vision and how he plans to destroy that, because that is something that's so deep-rooted in our society and it needs to change. It needs to change.
And I have to say, Fat Joe was very right. Just promote, even if you're still the leader of the channel.
Host of Channel 7. I love it.
Oh my goodness, I cannot. I really cannot. But for me, I was listening to his interview. There was a lot of points that I did agree with completely. One thing, again, for me, and I go to the economic side of my, understanding of things. I love the fact that we're getting tourists in. I love that. But he made mention, of course, that he would like more investment in foreigners coming in. And again, this exposure will allow that. But we do also have to understand where foreign investment comes into the country, the detrimental effects that it can happen on Belize, where we can be able to have our lands being bought up.
Educate my people, man. Let's go.
It's just the idea that we look at always foreign investment as the best thing for our country, instead of just looking at how we can invest directly in our country and have the people, our small businesses, get grants and these things. So I would like more advocacy for that kind of thing, because as we know, the money going out. If you have an investor, whether in Florida or whatever it is, that money, they're investing in Belize, yes, but where do you think the bulk of that money goes? Right back to Florida no more. And so my thing is just always just to promote of having more investment here, where we can have maybe manufacturing businesses, where people can get jobs, where the money stays in our country. I don't mind at all. People come visit. Love it for you. Love the tourism, yes, and everything. But I really would want to see a lot of investment and a lot of talk of how we can invest in our people and the capacity of our people, so that we can then move forward. Because we always look to the sky to build our country. Why don't we look side and side and see our people and then go from there?
Belizeans building Belizeans. There we go.
So I didn't knock what he said. I do understand where he's coming from, but I would like that moving forward, that he does talk to people about more the actual coming in and investing in the people, the grant system, because I know he's doing an education program and all that, stuff where you can be able to grant people the opportunity to get opportunities, to get advantages and so forth, as compared to how people come in and just put their money and pool it here, buy up land and all these things.
Again, I love the exposure for Belize. Thank you very much, Honorable Barrow, for that. That is something that Belize has been aching for so long. And I guess today I said, yes, well, make we see if he could walk the walk. No, but then he has been doing tremendous things for Belize already.
You can't knock that.
Yes, I cannot knock that. I have to commend him on that. And we look forward to seeing how your vision transpires in the future.
We do know that he has really good links and connections. Before, once ago, you would never even think Kanye would be coming to Belize. You would never think that we have a normal Belizean artist that is extraordinary, of course, take the artist, but being able to have a song with DJ Khaled and Davido, like these are things that are opening avenues for Belize, and so we have to give, kudos for the work that he is doing. And so just remember though, Honorable Chamber, when you go into that platform, just like any other person, you will be drilled for the things that you say because
and your whole nation they watch you.
Your whole nation they watch you, and you have a platform now. So make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's when you say your thing, and be ready for what comes after. Because Belizeans, we come for your throat. We're not playing on at all. We got a song for you, the memes and everything, but this is what the territory comes with, and so you have to be able to just grasp a hold of that and go with the punches.
Imagine if that Prime Minister, how much licks more you
We know PM get enough. That's why he don't want to dance on the show, because he know and me what come from that. But I understand. But we do have a sunrise. What is sun name?
It's cloudy outside, man. Come on, cold front. Oh, Mr.
Okay, Mr.
Welch,
Welch.
check the sunrise.
Okay.
I figured.
I just look for the sun a little bit. Okay, sit there. All right, thank you. Because you made it look upon the lighthouse.
Oh, there we go. There's the sun. Finally, the sun for the sunrise.
Love it. Thank
You should see the look when Mr. Welch to give right now.
He wants to say what?
I feel a hole in my soul right now he pierced through.
I just made a look for the sun, guys. But you can always find the sun here at Sun Up on 7. With that, we go to our first commercial break. When we're back, we're going to be talking to the National Institute of Culture and History about the renovation and the virtual Festival of Arts, the open call that's coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that exciting conversation. For those of you that are always into what's happening with niche, this is a great conversation for you. Stay tuned.